chicken skewers are great for a barbecue, and I'm going to show you a lovely marinade in a moment. Before I do that, I want to show you a really lovely dressing, and it's like a sauce vierge. It's something we use in the restaurant and it's beautiful. There's onions, one small red onion, finely diced. We're going to cook that off. Some of these beautiful grilled peppers. So they just go in, not at the start, but towards halfway through it. So they're the Italian peppers grilled. So I'm going to heat my pan. I'm using the induction hob here. We're going to use some of this really nice extra virgin olive oil. And this dressing is great with grilled chicken. It really is, with any kind of fish, particularly monkfish, brill, all that works really, really well. So we're just going to soften the onion. So that's going to take a minute or two, and then we'll get our chicken on, and then we're going to show you the marinade. So one onion, finely diced. Just literally scoop that in there. And I'm not looking to colour the onion, I'm just looking to start the kind of cooking process. Just softening the onion. Now the induction is super, super fast. And the one thing about all the pots and pans from the cookware collection, it works on induction, electric, gas, but outdoors the induction is so easy to use. So just let that cook away there now for a minute. The spoon that I'm using is the Essential spoon, and it's one of my little hero pieces for the cookware. That's it there. So it doesn't absorb any flavours, like if you're cooking garlic or onion, it won't absorb it. You can give it a quick wipe and you can make a custard. It's heat proof, and it doesn't absorb flavours. That's the key into it. I just think it's excellent. Well, I'd say that anyway, wouldn't I? Okay, so let's just soften that there. I'm going to let that cook there for a moment. Skewers, I'm going to show you the marinade. We have our barbecue nice and hot. So I bought this to room temperature, these lovely little chicken skewers, and we're going to brush this. So I'm going to show you the marinade. So these are the little mini chicken fillets. These are the corn-fed chickens from Simply Better. So I've just literally put them onto the skewers, if you can see that, and I'm using the bamboo skewers. So I actually made this little marinade up this morning. This has been in the fridge. We took it out about half an hour before we actually are doing the video. So just literally on the nice hot barbecue. And these can be done ahead. The marinade is great. And we're going to brush the marinade over. See that marinade? I'm going to show you to make it now in a moment. So I'll just put the lid down. I'm going to turn this right down, because I don't want it to be too high of a heat. We want it that it's lovely and succulent and slightly caramelized. So you can see that lovely marinade. So I'll brush that over in a moment, and I'm going to show you how to make that. Okay, I want to get back onto this. So we softened our onion. We're going to literally just cut our cherry tomatoes in half. Nice and smoky. Okay, and then these are going to go in. But we're going to put in some vinegar and sugar. So we're going to put in some caster sugar. This will give lovely sweetness, and then we're going to put in some balsamic. So roughly about a small teaspoonful of that. Turn that down. The induction is super quick, so you got to be careful of that. I love the induction. Good splash of the balsamic, and this is the 3-year-old balsamic that I am using there, part of the Simply Better collection. Love this product. Really lovely in salad dressings. We're going to pop in our lovely tomatoes, which we've just cut in half, and these are grown in Ireland. And this dressing is lovely because it's lovely and fresh. We used one side, but roughly about half a red pepper and a yellow pepper. Use that from the actual jar. Scrape that in there. And then we're going to use the oil. If you see that, that's extra virgin olive oil. So you're going to see the colour of that. So there's lots of beautiful flavour, so make sure to use that. Okay, we're going to let that just stew there. I can smell the vinegar. Good pinch of salt. We're going to go back onto our chicken, let that cook away. We'll add in some lovely herbs and then some lemon. Lemon is crucial in this. Okay, let's have a look at our lovely chicken. So we're going to brush this lovely marinade, which I'm going to show you now in a minute. It's a really easy marinade. So just using the little brush. So hey, we're getting a bit of smoke. So start off on a high heat. I'm going to turn it over. So this is my utensil. Just very carefully kind of pull it off like that. Beginning to caramelize, which is perfect. What I want, just lift it up, come on. And that is the maple syrup in it. The maple syrup will give that lovely kind of sticky effect, so it will. Now if you find that they're catching a little bit too much, you can use this here. I'll just show you. You can just slide this on there, scoop it, and scrape it down like that. Whatever you're comfortable doing. Okay, we want to make sure that the chicken is cooked through. So I'm going to turn it down again. Good, I have done that. So it's on quarter heat. So these lovely little kind of skewers here. Watch the hair and the eyebrows. And brush that over there. Ah, now. Smell of that is gorgeous. So I'm going to show you to make this marinade now. And this will work well for steaks, for chicken, for beef, for pork, but particularly chicken. It does work really, really well. It's so simple. We're using some rapeseed oil. So we're going to put this in. We're going to use this really nice spice, Cajun spice. So that's it there. And this is from Oco, and they're based in Athlone. I really like their products. I use the same spoon here that I used for the sugar. So about 2 teaspoonfuls of that. For a little bit of sweetness, we're going to put in some maple syrup, or you can use honey. So a splash of this. So this is the Simply Better maple syrup, and it's delicious over pancakes. I love lemon in a marinade, and I'm going to put some lemon zest into it. And I'm also, when I'm grating here, I'm going to put lemon zest into my sauce vierge. Just let that cook away there. So just grate this here. A little touch of lemon. You can put smoked paprika, absolutely, if you want to. Mix this all through. And that's the easiest marinade for chicken breast, but we put it, just drizzle it over those lovely little skewers. Trust me. It's absolutely fantastic and so simple, and that will keep really well for easily a week in your fridge, and then just drizzle it over your meat with prawns or monkfish. So lemon zest, this is so important. The lemon zest, and then a little squeeze of lemon into this, and then we'll just go back onto our skewers. So remember, I turned down the barbecue. When you're doing that, start it off on a high heat and then reduce the temperature, because there's nothing worse than if you overcook it and it's too brown on the outside and raw in the centre. That's not what we want, but we'll check it in a moment. So a little squeeze of lemon juice there, and this dressing is great because it keeps really well in your fridge, but it's always nicer served warm. So I'll come back to that in a moment. Now, so the skewers are down, flip them over. And these are the little mini fillets, but you can just get a breast of chicken. So say this was your chicken breast here, and cut it lengthways, so you get a long, nice strip of chicken. And they don't take long to cook. Now remember, you've had raw meat on this, so it's really important that you cook out the marinade. That's a really important tip for you. Now, we're nearly there. Flip this over. So remember, I've turned down the barbecue nice and low. So we're going to finish this with some chives. Probably just use half of these, and then we're also going to put in some beautiful fresh basil. So this is the way we finish it. This is great actually with goat's cheese. It really is beautiful. Now with the chives, curve your fingers and just watch when you're doing this. Thank God there's no real wind there. They'd be blowing everywhere, so they would try to chop chives outside. Now that's a challenge and a half. Bring over your board and just literally scoop them in there. I'd like that coming a little bit, just kind of gently simmering. Roll up your basil. So if you were to use one or the other, definitely basil is the key. So roll this up here, everyone, and cut this really nice and thin. Really lovely and thin. It's so, so delicious. Fresh basil has got to be one of my favourite herbs. Flip that over, and if you can, use the fresh herbs just at the last moment. So while we're doing our videos, this is our garden here. So we're getting ready for a busy night tonight. We're full, thank God. We have 40 guests for dinner. And Kevin, our gardener, has been with us for 10 years. And you can see the place is immaculate. Like, he's wonderful. And he grows all these lovely salads I'm going to show you now in a moment. He is just the best. Oh, a little tip for you. See the way this here, Claire, is brown a little bit. So if you're doing a bigger piece of meat, if you soak the bamboo skewers, I should have said that, in cold water, that will keep it really, really moist. Now, they look great, so they do. One last little brush, and you can hear like it's a busy part of the world here for farmers this time of year. They're out cutting their grass for the silage or for hay or whatever, so you can hear the tractors in the background. People think we're in the country, which we are, but it's a small little village in West Cavan, and it's where we've been open for 32 years, so it's a wonderful, wonderful success, and it's down to a great team. We have 58 staff here, and so we're only as good as the team we have. So that's our lovely sauce vierge. Taste it. That's really important. So say when you taste it and it's too sharp, add more sugar, but don't have it too sweet. So just get a little spoonful. I love this. A little bit more salt. Flip that off. And this is it here. Now remember what I said, it's lovely served warm. Not cold, in my opinion, but that's only a personal thing. So we're going to serve this up. We'll check our chicken. We're going to serve this with some lovely salad that Kevin grows here. He grows over 25 different types of salad leaves. Little tip for you, is tissue paper and cold water, and it'll keep it nice and moist and stop it from wilting. And what wilting means is, like, if you store salad in a warm kitchen or outside when it's warm, that it wilts and just dies really, really quickly. So let's check the chicken. Just to be sure, you can use the point of the knife and just go into the center, but I know they're cooked, and I know by touching them. So they're firm. They're absolutely delicious. Flip them over one more time. You know, and there's nothing nicer than finger food. Just be careful with the bamboo skewers, because obviously the point of them is quite dangerous. But how nice is that? Look. They're succulent and they're simple, and that's the whole idea behind these recipes. You're using this really good chicken. This is corn-fed chicken produced in Cavan, and it's fed with maize, and it gives it that lovely succulent and lovely colour. And how nice is that? Look. So I'm going to save that for the top piece. We're just going to literally put this onto the plate. And the marinade. So you have a lot of nice little tips for this recipe. We'll just get our sauce skewers. We're going to spoon this over, and then we're going to serve this with a little bit of salad. So just spoon this over, or you can serve it on the side. It's totally up to you. And remember, this dressing I'm doing is lovely with some fish. It really is gorgeous. Monkfish, brill. Oh my god, hake. It's so delicious, in goat's cheese, and even with pasta. I should have said that. Okay, last thing. A little bit of salad just over it. Keep it very simple. A little bit of edible flowers. We're very posh up here in Cavan, aren't we, with our edible flowers? And there we go. That's our Cajun grilled chicken skewers with our sauce skewers and that lovely little bit of salad. And I hope you try this recipe. It's definitely worth doing. You can do a lot of the elements ahead. That'll keep for a week in your fridge. Your little marinade can be done, and then you just cook the chicken on the barbecue. So happy cooking, and thanks a million.